Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor, and this market continues to pop off. Right as I'm sitting here, I looked over and noticed this one. Look at this, Crypto Mafia. It's up 777%. I've never heard of that in my life, but it's the biggest gainer on all of CoinMarketCap. Crypto Mafia. That's pretty funny. The market's at over 2.2 trillion, folks. Now, look, this is an interesting thread. You need to pay attention here, folks. You're going to like this one. This is David Schwartz. Every once in a while, David Schwartz gets into a dialogue with people on Twitter, and he starts saying some interesting stuff. This guy says, I can tell this man doesn't care about money. I can tell you this man doesn't care about money. David Schwartz says, that's true, but if you think about it, being able to not care about money is a luxury that many cannot afford, and until just a few years ago, I could not afford either. This guy says, was that around this time? And this was the all-time high time. And he says, I already felt like I didn't have to worry about money in 2013. I paid off both the house I was living in and a house I previously lived in, but couldn't sell. You have to remember, when I got involved, Bitcoin was at $100, XRP at 10 cents, was fantasy. Okay, these two were both fantasy. Then he says Bitcoin hit 1,000 in 2013. San Francisco Bitcoin community had joked about buying Lambos when it hit $100. XRP went from $0.006 to 3 cents, then 500% gain. Bitcoin at 50,000 or XRP at $1 would have been crazily unimaginable outside of what we even considered as a complete fantasy. Obviously, I now wish I had dreamed bigger back then and sold less than on the way up. I started selling Bitcoin at $100, XRP at 10 cents, and Ethereum at $1. At the time, those numbers seemed to already be so impossibly absurd. And then this guy says, why did you help create XRP if you didn't believe it could achieve its designed purpose and price? Or am I reading your post incorrectly? A $1 XRP is a complete fantasy. I think he was trying to quote him. At the beginning, I did it because it was what I was hired to do. We built it the best we could. Even when you're trying to change the world, it's hard to believe that you're really going to do it. This is where it gets interesting. At the time, I thought the most likely scenario was that we would be one of many efforts that would eventually lead to a massive success, but not necessarily that we would be that success. Kind of like if you were in the search business in 2000. You'd know it was big, you'd know it was going to change the world, but you still couldn't imagine that your company would ever be what Google is today. And if it was Lycos, Excite, Ask Jeeves, or Alta Vista, it still wouldn't have really made it. Well, when I saw this this comment right here, it reminded me of something some of you that are listening may have never seen. I've shown it a bunch of times on this channel. It's worth you watching, because as you watch this, understand one thing. Ripple did not go away, okay? So listen to this.
Yeah. How do you think, what is the next move, on Ripple's roadmap, in your opinion? To put you on the spot here.
No, it's very simple. So I think one thing, if there is one message that you can get in this room, is Ripple is not an ordinary company. We are not here to have a small market share or do X, do Y, and make small amount of money or something to happen. We are here to make a dent in the universe. Either we will change the remittance universe, the way you understand, the way value gets transferred across the world, between people, between institutions, or we will just fade away. So it's almost 0 or 1, and some of it comes from our Silicon Valley arrogance. Some of it comes from, that's the reason 6 years ago, we were born with the mission of moving money like information moves today, right? And we are making it possible working with the existing ecosystem. So I think this is a key differentiator about Ripple, and that's the reason we are a monoline company. Every day we get tens of ideas to say, why don't you do security settlement? Why don't you work in trade finance? Why don't you do X, Y, Z? And what we tell them is, just Cross-border remittances is $155 trillion problem. We'll solve this first. We'll make a difference to everybody who's present in this room. And once we have made the difference, then only we will look at something else. So we are like Google is for search, Ripple is for remittances. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to do it right, and we will not rest till we earn your respect and your business.
So there you go. That's what they were thinking. They were going to either go away or change the complete landscape. Now, this was a good tweet. And now that 8% can be way higher thanks to Roth IRA at iTrustCapital, I personally use them and love it. Got to open a traditional one and roll over an old 401k here soon too. This person said, nobody likes taxes. That's why you should max out your Roth IRA. $6,000 invested annually, 8% yearly return. Wait 30 years, you now have $806,000 to enjoy tax-free, folks. You get to pull it out tax-free. I think it's at like after age 59 and a half. This is iTrustCapital, one of my sponsors.
What if you could use retirement accounts to invest in crypto? With iTrustCapital, you can. iTrustCapital allows you to invest in your favorite crypto assets 24/7 with the tax benefits of an IRA. So instead of paying taxes on your crypto gains every year, you can defer taxes till you retire using an iTrust IRA. Or with an iTrust Roth IRA, you can withdraw tax-free at retirement because you're in this for the long haul. Start investing today at iTrustCapital.com.
Folks, if I had to pick literally one company that surprised me more than any company in this space, it's these guys. I knew that they had a great idea, but there's a big difference between having a great idea and being able to execute on that idea. And these guys, starting with Blake Skadron over there at iTrustCapital, this guy literally made this thing happen, and they've done it the right way. And these guys this is the best. I have 2 IRAs there myself, and these guys are literally changing the world, folks. It's this company has done so well, and everybody, it's my favorite way to invest in crypto. It's the smartest way to invest in crypto. So if you haven't done it, go check it out. And you're able to literally, it depends on the kind, but you can roll an old 401k from a job if you've been fired or laid off, and you got a 401k, you can roll it there. It's not just crypto. You can invest in, they have a gold and a silver product as well. So check it out if you haven't. All right. Jeremy Hogan had weighed in on the anniversary of Brad Garlinghouse tweeting that the SEC had voted to sue Ripple. He says, I've been involved in thousands of lawsuits in various U.S. courts in various areas of law. The court system is frustrating and lengthy, but what I know is that it usually gets it right. Don't give in to cynicism. It will get it right again. And he's retweeting Brad Garlinghouse's tweet. Now, I couldn't remember if I showed you guys this article, but this caught my attention because these guys don't write articles like this in the Wall Street Journal. This is not towing the line, which is unusual. Bitcoin's 1% controls the lion's share of the cryptocurrency's wealth. New research shows that just 0.01% of Bitcoin holders control 27% of the currency in circulation. It's good to be Bitcoin 1%. Top Bitcoin holders control a greater share of cryptocurrency than the most affluent American households holds control in dollars, according to a study that by the National Bureau of Economic Research. It showed that the top 10,000 Bitcoin accounts hold 5 million Bitcoins in an equivalent of approximately $232 billion. Estimated 114 million people globally hold cryptocurrency, according to crypto.com. That means approximately 0.01% of Bitcoin holders control 27% of the 19 million Bitcoin in circulation. That's not a good thing. All right, TAIG had brought up something that it was going around a few months ago, but it's always good to bring it back up because we still want the video. He says, how do you think Hinman answered this question in his deposition? This was, do you know whether there was a video recording made of your remarks at the Tech GC National Summit on November 26th? And I remember we tweeted out to the Tech GC Summit but to ask them for the video. Here's Bill Hinman, and I've even gone over who that was on stage. I don't remember who it is now. And then this is here it is right here. it was Hillary Kivitz, partner at GCA16Z, that's Andreessen Horowitz, and Marvin Amori from Protocol Labs. Let me see if he's got, that's it on that one. Okay, but yeah, we want that video. All right, good Ripple news here. This is huge Ripple news. It's official, Wrath of Kahneman. Visa now owns Currency Cloud, a Ripple user, Earthport 2, if you remember. So this is owned by Visa, Currency Cloud. This is the announcement where Currency Cloud announces partnership with Ripple to process cross-border transactions. Big stuff. Now here's another one. Norman Reed. Okay, Norman Reed says this is from Binance US. Please welcome Norman Reed, who joins us as General Counsel, Binance US. In his new role, Norman will help drive our efforts to become the most compliant digital asset platform in the United States. Now, if you go down, TAIG has this in here. There's the announcement, and he's bringing to everyone's attention to remind everybody that Norman Reed was the first General Counsel for Ripple. Norman Reed, and if you go further, because we've talked about this on this channel. I know he had it in here. Let me see if I can find it when I do that. Right, I saw it somewhere. TAIG. Anyway, I won't go looking for it. Let me see if he's got it here. Here it is. Norman Reed is also the attorney in 2015 that signed off on the deal between FinCEN or the Justice Department and Ripple. Okay, that's when they called it Ripple, a virtual currency. Katie Hawn was who signed it, and remember, she's now just left Andreessen Horowitz. So we've brought this up several times. Okay, but anyway, I thought that was interesting that he had made that tie-in. I wanted to show that, and I hope Norman Reed is able to do his thing over there at Binance, because I think that would be a good thing. Let's see what my time is here. I'll play this. This was brought up by Real XRP Boy. We've probably played this clip before on here, but because of the times we're in, we need to replay it.
The U.S. government also needs to get a lot more involved in blockchain. We're slow to the game. China is so far ahead of us. You know, they just announced they're going to spend $1.4 trillion on technology. Payments and blockchain, clearly part of that strategy. You could even argue the move to control Hong Kong more closely gives them an advantage in controlling two of the global financial centers. U.S. only has one, right? So the U.S. it's got to change its view that goes from 17 and 18, which was all about these horrible ICOs, initial coin offerings, which were terrible, had to be shut down. They effectively shut them down. We won that war. Now we got to switch to, okay, how do we compete with China? How do we keep up? And, till now, frankly, U.S. regulators have actually helped China by officially giving clarity to the two protocols effectively controlled by Chinese miners, Bitcoin and Ethereum. That's a mistake. We've got to also give clarity at least, and maybe even support, if this really becomes a tech cold war like it's looking like it will be, to technologies that are more favorable to U.S. and its allies' stewardship of the next-gen global financial system. Otherwise, we face a potential catastrophe. I don't know what the odds are, but there's some meaningful, probability if China was to get control over the next gen financial system. I mean, that could really be devastating to American power and its allies.
All right. Now I want to point out something to you about this video. The guy that's interviewing Chris Larson there, and I just assume that you all know Chris Larson's the chairman of Ripple now, but Paul Vigna from the Wall Street Journal is the guy that interviewed him there. And just by pure coincidence, Paul Vigna is the same guy that wrote this article I showed you earlier in this video. Bitcoin's 1% controls the lion's share. Paul Vigna right there. Also want to remind you of one other thing that I forgot to bring up. And that is this thread with David Schwartz that I was going through with you. Somebody replied to him with the answer to the riddle. All the money, David. I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe, hit the like button, and tell your friends and family all the money, not some of the money, all